Hi everyone, Scott Lewis here for Wirefly. Today I'm here to bring you a cell phone schmackdown between the Windows Phone 8 operating system and Apple's iOS 6 operating system. In today's schmackdown we're going to try and determine which operating system is best. So let's go ahead and get our schmackdown started. Round 1 is going to be about customization of the iPhone and the Windows Phone 8. Just a quick note before we get started, neither operating system is known for a high level of customization. And what we'll see is both phones have about the same level of customization. Now they do have some differences in what exactly you can and cannot customize, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. First, let's take a look at the iOS 6 operating system on the iPhone. To start off with your basic level of customization, we'll be talking about ringtones and alert tones, as well as background images and lock screens. Let's go ahead and take a look at how the iOS 6 operating system does with that. First, we're going to go into Settings, and then we'll go here to Brightness and Wallpaper. And we'll click into Wallpaper again. We'll select something from our camera roll. We'll go ahead and use a photograph that we took with our phone. And you can set it as just the lock screen, you can set it as the home screen. We'll go ahead and select both. So it's going to save our photo. And as we can see, we go back to our home screen and it has our background photo. And if we lock the phone and then wake it back up, we have the image once again right on the lock screen. The next way you can customize your iOS device is going to be moving your apps from screen to screen, as well as creating folders. As you can see, we have a home screen and then a second screen with different applications on it. If we wanted to make a third, we can press and hold any application. You'll see them all start to kind of wiggle around. And we'll go ahead and take that application and drag it to a different location. We can go ahead and scoot it off to another page, so we can drop it like that. And then let's say we wanted to go ahead and make a folder like these folders right here. We can grab another application, we can drag it on top of another application, and it actually drops in and creates a folder. You can create a name for that folder, or you can just leave it at whatever it picks. To stop them from wiggling, you're going to go ahead and hit the home button one time, and that's how you create a folder and move applications around on an iOS device. And one of the nice things about iOS devices is that's the same procedure whether you're doing it for iPhone 3GS, 4, 4S, or even the 5, as well as all your different models of iPads. So it's one benefit of having an operating system that goes across multiple platforms. Now on our Windows 8 phone, we can go ahead and scroll up here to Settings and do some customization. We're going to go ahead and change the theme or the background similar to what we did with the photo on the iOS device. Now because of all the tiles laying on top of the home screen, you can't really lay an image behind it. But you can change it from a dark background, which is the black, to a light background. We'll go ahead and do that, and you can see it brightens up. And then you also can change the accent color, and this would be the tile color. So if you wanted to go from that lime green to a nice red, we'll go ahead and do that. And you can see right here all our tiles that were background colored changed to the bright red. Now if we wanted to change that, we can hit the back arrow and go back into theme, and let's say we wanted to change it to a nice blue. So now we have blue tiles. So it's very easy to customize your Windows Phone 8. You have the option to pick a light or dark background, and then you also have up to 20 different colors to choose for your tile color. You can also set different ringtones and alert tones on the Windows Phone 8, just like you can on the iOS device. Now let's look at the next level of customization for the Windows Phone 8. You can once again move tiles around, so you press and hold, and you'll get the different arrows here. You have one which is a pin to start, or taking it off of the pin to start home screen, and the next one changes the size of the actual tile. So there's actually 3 sizes of tiles, and we'll move up to a different one here. So you have a Google Plus calendar that you can change from small, medium, and large. Now the large size actually gives you a preview, so I like that. So you can see same with text messages and different email accounts, by having the large tile you get a preview. And you'll also have live tiles like the Weather Channel tile here that will give you information without having to have it in the larger size. Now an example of something you might want to keep in a smaller size tile would be either the calculator or your settings, which you want to have on your home screen, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a large tile. Now to see all your applications, you can click the side arrow there, or you can actually swipe to the side, and this is going to be your application list. So these are all the different applications that are on your phone, and let's say you wanted to go ahead and move the alarms onto the home screen. You're going to press and hold and select pin to start, and it's going to go ahead and drop another tile in the front. You can press and hold, you can drag it around to where you would like it to be, and once again you can make it different sizes, or delete it altogether. So that covers all the high-level customization options that you have on the iOS and the Windows Phone 8 devices. There are some different smaller details that you can customize on both phones, but they're pretty in-depth and would take a long time to go through. So we're just going to go ahead and go with the high-level, big impact customization options. And when we rank those customizations here in our very first round, I'm going to go ahead and call it a draw. I think overall the customization on the Windows Phone 8 is very easy and very user-friendly. I like the fact that you can adjust the size of the tiles and then also gather some information from those tiles. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in the navigation round. But I think one of the ultimate customization options that you can do is actually customizing your phone with a photo that's unique in yours. So round 1 came out a draw. Let's go ahead and move on to round 2. Round 2 is going to be about navigating these two different operating systems. When navigating in from the lock screen, both of the phones are going to give you the option to swipe to unlock, as well as have passcodes to protect your information. Now, a nice benefit on both of the phones is that you're going to have an opportunity to go directly to the camera function and take a quick image so you don't have to worry about unlocking your phone to capture that perfect picture. A lot of people think the iOS 6 operating system has a nice advantage with having a notification center that gives you information like weather, stock prices, sports updates, and even email notifications. While the Windows Phone 8 does not have a notification center, it does have the live tile. So once again, instead of pulling that down to see what kind of emails I have, I actually just look right on the screen and see that I have 2 emails in my inbox. You also get a preview of your most recent unread message. My calendar live tile shows me upcoming appointments. And here's another live tile that I have for a separate email account, and it shows that I have 5 unread emails. The darker blue Facebook live tile is nice, because it'll show you a combination of your posts as well as comments that other people have left on your Facebook wall. And then at the top you can see my text message live tile that gives me a preview of my unread message. Now, one of the benefits of the iOS 6 operating system in the notification center is that it has social integration. You can actually tap and send a tweet right from the notification center, as well as updating your status on your Facebook account. Like we said, the Windows Phone 8 doesn't have that notification center, but it actually goes one better with the social integration. We can scroll up to the Me tile, so we'll tap on that and it'll take us into our Me Live tile, where we can share and see different notifications. We can post an update right from here and it'll actually go to both accounts at one time. We can select just one or we can select both. If you have more social accounts plugged in, you can update them right from here as well. So you can have more than just Facebook and Twitter integrated into the Windows Phone 8. So while iOS 6 is very app-centric, where you have to go into applications to do a lot of your tasks, the Windows Phone 8 is very people-centric. So you have one place that you can go and actually view all your social feeds. You would go into the People tile, which I've actually expanded into a very large tile. So this is the extra large tile. And we're going to go over to What's New. So this is going to refresh with all of our news right now. And right now it is on Facebook. We can switch to all accounts. So it's going to be looking for all the different Facebook and Twitter updates that people I follow and that are my friends on both networks. So there's one spot that I go for all of my social updates, no matter if they're from Facebook or Twitter. Where with the iPhone, I'd actually have to launch both the Facebook and Twitter applications and read them individually to make sure that I'm up to date with all of my friends. One other interesting feature about the What's New spot is as you're scrolling down, if there's anyone on Facebook specifically, you can click on and you'll see the different comments that are on a post. So this is from T-Mobile USA. I follow them on Facebook. And you can see all the different comments about their post, and then if we go all the way to the bottom, I can actually add a post or a comment right from here. So the People Live tile really keeps me connected with all of my friends and people that I follow on social media. The last thing we'll look at in navigation is how to go ahead and pull up the Recent Apps tray. With the Windows Phone 8, we'll press and hold the back arrow, where with the iOS device, we'll double tap the home screen and pull up a list of applications that are running in the background / paused. And same with our Windows Phone 8 here, so we can go all the way back to something that we had up a couple minutes ago. So all those different applications are available to go directly into with just one tap. Same with the iPhone, we can go ahead and pull up the settings with just one tap. So let's look at the navigation of both of the operating systems. Overall, I would say the winner for round 2 is going to be the Windows Phone 8. I think the navigation style and the different options that you have, and that the phone is people-centric versus app-centric, creates a lot of different shortcuts and saves a lot of time. I think the navigation style, the side-to-side versus the up and down, is a little nicer on the Windows Phone 8 versus the iPhone. And lastly, I like the live tiles on the Windows Phone 8 a little bit better than I like the notification center on the Apple iOS 6 iPhone. So let's recap real quick. Round 1 was a draw. Round 2 went to the Windows Phone 8. So let's go ahead and take a look at round 3. Round 3 is going to be about applications. There's a big difference between the total amount of applications available for both of these phones. Currently available for the Windows Phone 8 is about 150,000 applications. That sounds like a lot, but when you look at the iPhone's 700,000 applications, there's a big difference between the amount of applications available. While the Windows Phone 8 doesn't have anywhere close to the amount of applications that the iPhone has, it does have all the necessary applications that you would use every day. You might be missing some applications that would turn your screen into a bubble wrap where you could pop little bubbles or some other entertainment style games, but when you look at the app marketplace, everything that you're looking for is really available for the Windows Phone 8. Now, same thing can be said for Apple's iPhone. You go into the app marketplace with 700,000 applications, you're probably going to find everything that you need and more. So the benefit to that is having a lot of different applications for entertainment. So you have all the standard stuff you use every day, plus all the things that can entertain you. So it is a slight advantage for iOS 6. Let's go ahead and look at the marketplace real quick. So this is the App Store, and we have weather pulled up, so we'll do the same thing here. Let's go ahead and shop. And we'll search for weather. So we can see that they list them in different styles. The iPhone uses a card style, which gives us kind of what the application app would look like, a screenshot of what it would be like, and as well as a rating and how much it might cost. And we get the same information here on our Windows Phone 8. Same tile design, you have the price, you have the rating. One benefit on the Windows Phone 8 is that you have the option to try an application. So you can actually try out an application before you buy it. So as you can see, they have a little different style of displaying the search, but essentially they're showing you the same information. So what it really comes down to is the different style that you'd like to see your applications. Remember, on the Windows Phone 8 we have a list of all the applications, which is very easy to scroll through. They're all in alphabetical order. Or you have the iPhone or iOS operating system with a scroll through. Now you can search and type in the application that you're looking for, but the applications are not listed in alphabetical order. So to recap, in round 3, the search experience is very similar. You do have the try it option for paid applications in the Windows Phone 8, but to me it really comes down to the sheer number of applications that wins this round. With Apple's iOS 6 having over 700,000 applications for its iPhone, it gives you tons of different options to choose from. While Windows Phone 8 has all the key essential applications in its 150,000 applications, you might be missing some of those entertainment applications that you're used to. So our winner for round 3 is Apple's iOS 6 operating system. So overall, our Schmackdown winner today is actually a draw. We had round 1 as a draw, round 2 went to the Windows Phone 8 for navigation, and the application round 3, went to Apple's iOS 6 operating system. So what that tells me is both of these operating systems are very solid and very good. That wraps up our Schmackdown for today. My name is Scott Lewis for Wirefly. Thanks for watching.